Hey y'all, hey, to those of y'all that help, well, dang, I just start talking. Hey y'all, I hope y'all doing good. This is gonna be, I wanted to let y'all know, let me get my thought process together. Good Lord. Look, jeez Louise. Listen, you guys, Venus is going retrograde on July the 22nd, okay? And what I want to tell y'all is going to happen is this. There's going to be a urge to do a lot of grand gestures. Yeah, that's the ancestral message because we got the three pentacles. But the urge to do grand gestures, the urge to get back with exes, the urge to find love, you know, and it's already happening. It's so all I'm saying is be careful out here. It's gonna be a lot of venting, a lot of clearing of the air and things like this. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of inner truth. Yeah. Yep, Spirit is saying, like, the Queen of Cups, when it's in reverse, like, I do want to say this, because it's like, when your cup is upright, you know how, I want to explain the Queen of Cups in this manner, because in reverse, like, to y'all, it probably looks weird, but I want to explain it in this manner, because this time I'm seeing it in my third eye, right? So, you know how on the Temperance card, it has the two cups flowing into each other, but there's a cup on the bottom, right? And it's flowing. So you need to realize that your duality right now is needing for you to, since it's in reverse, the Queen is holding a cup and it's tipped over, you're pouring that back into yourself. So these are your inner feelings. Like, this is the time where you need to focus on your inner feelings, so that you guys don't go out and, you know, you ain't got to say like that. It was like, and be thirsty. No, it's not thirst, but know that you guys are worthy. Know that anything that is for you is going to happen regardless. But the thing is, if you are already speaking with somebody, you're already with someone, this is a time where y'all will probably emotionally get closer with each other. But if you are single, you see what I'm saying, and you don't have a prospective mate in mind, it could send you into a frenzy or send you back to somebody that was domineering. You know what I'm saying? But Spirit is saying that with this, you don't need to have a lack of discipline when it comes to your emotional standpoint at this time. All right, y'all need to be careful. Spirit is saying we need you to have hold your power, hold the influence, continue to hold the influence over yourself, because like I said, people will be making grand gestures, grand statements and stuff like this. If this is not somebody that's made a grand statement or a grand gesture towards you before, and all of a sudden this is where they want to, like, oh, I want to express myself, they will not, that energy won't last, because the Venus retrograde is causing them to do that. Okay, so I wanted to, throw that out there, because I was like, we got to be careful out here, for real. Okay. I don't know, I heard something about Helios the other day, which is the titan of like sight, manipulation and things like that. So I want y'all to make sure that y'all are, lighting your candles, especially during the full moon, you guys, because you don't want somebody impeding. And not that I'm saying that, you can sometimes try to harness the energy, because I will say this, you know what I'm saying? We need to stop, like, certain things that I say on here, like, I want to explain it like this. Certain things that I say on here could rub people the wrong way. If you don't know me and you haven't listened to my page or listened to my story since the beginning, and you hear me, and I literally just heard since the beninging of my journey, or even the journey that I had while on TikTok and things like that, or know how long I've actually been doing spiritual mentorship and being a oracle medium and psychic reader, you could possibly misconstrue things that I say. Now, do I give a damn about you misconstruing the things that I say? Absolutely not. But some people could take it upon themselves to be like, hey, especially because I said now, as far as my duality is concerned, I don't I will never, yeah, definitely. It's definitely some people on my page that are that feel some type of way or still don't have their own voice yet. Because as I was getting ready to say what I was about to say, I felt some type of way about it, and my throat kind of. So all I want to say is this: when you get further in your journey, you will learn what your duality is. But I told somebody the other day, I said if somebody messes with me, you know what I'm saying? If you poke me, it's not gonna be love and light. I'm not gonna love you through that shit. I'm not going to sit here and allow people to do jacked up stuff to me. If you do magic on me, you do anything that is detrimental to my health, everybody that you know is free game. Um, so we need to start walking away from the idea of thinking that people are wrong or they need their gifts snatched or anything like that, because how my ancestors explained it, and how, because y'all, I've had appointments with people that are from Africa, Australia, and like the UK, and across the board with their ancestors. They're like, hey, when somebody is summoning the power to do something to you, they summoned your ancestors too, which means that their set of ancestors had a conversation with your ancestors like, hey, this is what they're trying to do strategically and is not right, and we don't agree with it. So y'all move forward in a way that you know best. And y'all know that in hoodoo and certain other practices, there's no threefold rule. There's universal law. But you think the universe is going to agree with somebody doing something to somebody that they're just off of a being misconstrued or a misconsumption, like, you know what I'm saying, like that. Don't do that. So all I'm saying is be careful out here. And to those of you that are new to my page, please go back and reevaluate. Okay. Also, I do want to say this, because I feel like it's important. That video that I had about how to draw runes and sigils, it didn't get circulated as much purposely. So to those of y'all that watched it, it's because you were supposed to. Yeah, I picked up, and this one means restriction. So certain people were restricted from watching that, mainly because that sigil that is on that video is a banishment sigil. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So some of y'all that are posting or making posts and things like that, y'all need to start incorporating like protective sigils. If you're going to post on TikTok, at least add an evil eye. At least make sure that you have some sort of protective sigil on your desk or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, make sure that y'all are protected. And if it's a video with your face on it, make sure you're adding an evil eye, or at least make sure that you are, because before, when I first started recording things like that, I would put like a sigils on my forehead, my throat chakra, and things like that. And your hands are the extensions of your heart and things like that. So I used to do that too. But it's crazy to me too, that I want to say that a lot of the times y'all have to be careful with and I don't want to even say be careful. A lot of the times people will look at what you're posting just to see if it has anything to do with your personal life. But spirit, that's not how that works. Because most of the time, as oracles, mediums, psychics, we're pulling the energy of the collective. So I wanted to kind of throw that out there, because I know my readings be all over the place when it comes to stuff. But, y'all will never be able to clock the tea, And just know, if you're pulling cards, and two, if y'all have somebody that's been pulling cards on y'all, you see what I'm saying? Without your permission, your ancestors showed up. Okay? But yeah. So spirit is saying implementing the things into your current lifestyle is just a protective measure, just to help you. You know what I'm saying? It'll help you with your movement toward better. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are, because like there it's like that'll grant y'all clarity. Also, to my new bays that are starting to post on the internet and things like that, I kind of want to let y'all know this is not the direction that I thought we was going in today, but it makes sense. Thank you, Spirit. um a lot of the times when you're posting and things like that before your auric field is closed all the way, and you're still dealing with healing on your own, and you're trying to learn how to actually utilize your cards and help other people and still post and things like that, I want to kind of let y'all know that while y'all are doing that, you will feel other people's energy. Like when I post my videos and things like that, when I used to post and things like that, because I was still like open to wanting to consistently check my videos, or consistently make sure, because there was a time in my life where I would post and I would be like, okay, well, if somebody feels some type of way towards my reading, like I would feel hurt by it, but like I said, this was years ago. So I would feel some type of way, and I would feel that energy. I would feel the evil eye. I would feel, and even to the point that y'all know, as a high empath, I can feel things in my body that y'all feel and things like that. Like when I would have my appointments, I could feel other people's like period cramps. I would be able to feel if they were nervous. I can still feel that, right? But I would even feel that when I posted. So a lot of the times the videos that I posted based off of what I was posting, I would either feel up or down. So I just want to let y'all know, when you're delivering your messages, if you are having a good day, I literally just heard, I know you want to catch feels. I haven't heard that song in a long time. That's by Pharrell. One of y'all divine masculines just peeked in. But when you are posting, just know if it's like a message that is not the best, like, hey, y'all need to up your protections and things like that, and then you start feeling paranoid, it's because you're channeling the energy of your collective that's watching your reading. If you're channeling the energy of love, like you're channeling a love message and people are really feeling it, but then you get sad, just know it's somebody that possibly doesn't believe what you're saying in that moment, so you feel gaslit by the message that you delivered. But that is a part of the process of being able to distinguish your energy from other people's energy, when you are learning how to read and learning how to help and learning how to use your empathic and clear senses to the best of your ability. So I kind of wanted to like throw that out there for y'all as well. The Spirit is saying like y'all are going to have like a major breakthrough as far as uncertainty is concerned, because this card is it has breakthrough, awakening, awareness, daylight, clarity, as opposed to a nightmare, uncertainty. So that's all I discussed as far as, how you would feel if you were channeling a message and if you're reading. But if I'm led to tell you this, it's because you're powerful, because not a lot of people have that same gift. So congratulations to you on being that spiritually strong and powerful. It means that you're in the right place at the right time. Now, am I saying that you're going to feel 100% all the time? Absolutely not. But I want you to bear in mind that it's not about money. Okay, it's about being able to deliver your messages, because you will always be taken care of. It'll be times where Spirit will tell you to sit down, and you'll lose all faith and all hope in yourself, because of the fact that things will be piling up around you and it feels bad. But you got to realize that is 3D, and none of this stuff you can take with you. None of this stuff helps you become a better person. Okay? All right. But yeah. It says the results of earlier efforts are being realized. A time of peace and happiness and a fruitful season. So remember how I told you sometimes you have to sit down in order to have forward movement. You got to think of it like, I always give people this example of like a slingshot or something like that, where you get pulled back and then they release you, or like, the little catapult where you got to bring the catapult all the way back and then release it, or a little, so I love that for y'all. Like I said, definitely, and two, you guys, I want to like let y'all know, thank you, ancestors. I picked this rock up the other day, okay, and it's just been sitting here because I got good energy off of it. It's like a mixture of different rocks, and it came off the concrete. It was like broken. Normally I break this up and make like brick dust or something like that, This would be a really good spiritually powerful brick dust. Okay, red brick dust is good for protecting your household and things like that. Don't just go taking nobody bricks though. Okay, if it's a loose brick, that's the earth's way of letting you know, hey, you can have this brick, or you can make your own brick dust. I would prefer, instead of y'all going to like Lowe's or something and like finding a brick that ain't never been used and using that, like I would prefer to use like a brick that you know, look for loose bricks. Okay, like go foraging. All right. But yeah, I found this the other day and it was like a formation of like random rocks and I liked it. Like I picked it up and I don't know, I kind of was walking in the parking lot and I liked the energy of the rock. You know what I'm saying? Like all stones, all rock formations on earth are crystal, and they are, like, I hate to tell you, but they are sentient, part of the earth. But I just like the way it felt. So if you can't afford crystals right now, go pick up a fucking rock. Okay? Like we handicap ourselves a lot. And I do want to say this. I said this in a previous video. Y'all be wanting all these colored candles and all this other extra shit. Okay? Time is a good substitute for a lot of different shit. Okay? You can speak over it. Your herbs are invoked by you. The stuff you have in your cabinet that you season your food with. Paprika, for example, is used to break hexes, negative energy. Red bell pepper is used to break negative energy, hexes, and curses and things like that. Okay? So the thing that I want to tell y'all is y'all be thinking too hard about stuff. Our ancestors didn't have all that, okay? One white candle and olive oil. Olive oil is a good consecration oil and it doubles, or it will substitute for anything. Just as much as a white candle will. So all I'm telling y'all is use what you got. Use what you got. Because if you ain't got much right now, you know what I'm saying? Period. You got a little basil in there, a little mint. Some of y'all got bags of tea bags that y'all don't drink, but you could be using them for spell work. If you ain't gonna drink it, you better sprinkle around the candle with some salt or something. Yeah. Or use it for a bath. Shoot, I told somebody yesterday, I said, girl, my baby. Because I couldn't, and it's like a lot of the times, like I have books and books of stuff, like herbs. Matter of fact, let me get my book. I have books and books of herbs that I wrote down, A through B. Like there's millions of herbs on earth. Oh, we about to get interesting in here. I literally just, we about to get funky. Period. But it's like herbs, you know what I'm saying? I was at some point working on alchemy and stuff, you guys. Okay, so basil, for example, right? We have bay leaves and basil and stuff in our cabinet all the time. So I'm just gonna use this as an example, right? So basil burned to exercise and protect against malevolent spirits and to attract fidelity, love, good luck, sympathy, and wealth. I'm gonna leave the last part out because people be taking shit too far with stuff. So basil, for example, that's something that's probably already in the cabinet. So I just wanted to, let y'all know, work smarter and not harder. But I told somebody the other day, and you can sprinkle that in your bathtub. Sprinkle. It's not, and it's antimicrobial. But I told somebody the other day, I said, if you got some green tea, get in the tub with the green tea. And I was like, I can't remember what it means. But I know for a fact, that's what her ancestor said. And she wrote me, I was like, you need to look that up. And that's what I want to say to y'all. I'm not going to handicap y'all. I'm not going to look up everything for y'all. If I tell y'all herb to use, best believe, or it's a food that y'all been eating or craving, I'm going to need y'all to look that food up. In your appointments, I will give you the tools that you need, but some stuff just be a message for y'all. You see what I'm saying? And I want to let y'all know, like, not everything I remember from y'all appointments. Sometimes I will forget an entire person's what I said in the appointment until I meet them again, or they come back for an appointment, because I'm not supposed to, use that or say anything about that. So, there is confidentiality, all right, when it comes to certain stuff. But I do want to say this. But Okay. Green tea is used to calm the spirit, promote clarity, and it's for the heart chakra. Okay. What I was about to say. I know you wanna catch feels. But I remember telling y'all that that Titan sub was a distraction because they were actually retrieving a extraterrestrial ship. Okay. All right. I do want to say this because I got a it was really strong the other day where somebody was like, I don't like the rhetoric that you're spreading about love and light. Because I have a couple people that were on here. Like, yes, y'all still stayed on to watch my videos and stuff like that. But y'all pretty much did not agree with what I was saying as far as love and light is concerned. Now, that is your own prerogative. But I do want to say that love and light does not defeat 4D entities. Okay. And what I mean by 4D entities, while you're crossing through, you could be in 3D and have no knowledge of spirituality or busting out of the matrix, but you have to pass through the 4D gauntlet to get to 5D. And there's not just 5D, there's more than 5 dimensions as well. Because when you cross past the 5D, you start to get into the dimensions where you can actually communicate with extraterrestrials and things like that. So we'll get into those dimensions later on because I don't really feel like it's relevant to this. But all I'm saying is 4D is where all those intrusive thoughts happen. That is where most spiritual attacks are happening. Why do you think some people wake up and then they quit their spiritual journey and go back to church and they're like, oh, it's bad? Like, no, because you're facing yourself, but you're also fighting the things that were attached to your family lineage and everything. So, you know, I can't say that I'm going to change, you know, any of the things, you know what I'm saying? You got to love your darkness too. The good, bad, and ugly of yourself. And it's like maybe, just maybe, you don't like or appreciate what I said primarily because you are scared of your own darkness, because you're scared that you'll end up losing yourself in it. Yeah. So Spirit is saying that, you know, me saying that is because things, you have to keep going. Because it's called the bud. Keep going. Like when you got to think of your spiritual journey like that flower, right? Like you can go ahead and put a seed and then you get a little bud. Is it a full flower yet? Absolutely not yet. And it says the crowning, you know, thresholds, rebirth, birth, a seat at the table. So you see how all these cards look, how you start off as the seed, baby star seeds, right? And then you start to bloom. This is not a large flower. This is a tiny bud. This is where you're flowering a little bit, but it's not all the way open yet because you're still going. So this is a perfect representation of 3D to 5D. You see how I'm saying? Like, that's a perfect example because the last card is the second bloom. A flower can bloom. We get flowers from the store already. Are you going to, when you go to the store to pick out flowers, do you get a flower that is like this or do you get one like this? Now, essentially, if you want it to last longer, you would get a flower that's not fully bloomed yet because you know that when you get it home, it will bloom. You see what I'm saying? So this is a perfect example of making it from 3D to 5D. But you see all the stuff that's going on around it. You could literally see like statues from like, looks like Kemet and stuff like that. And then there's a baby right here. You see what I'm saying? Birth is not easy. So it's literally you rebirthing yourself. Shoot, if y'all believe birth is easy, go watch a birthing video if you ain't never gave birth before. But all I want to say is that push to get through the 4D to the 5D is hard. We're yeah. So, and that has everything. So yeah. So second chances You know, and you got to think of it this way. I got to pick up my rock again. But you got to think of it this way. Your whole life, y'all been love and light. You see what I'm saying? Some of y'all masked being love and light because you were trying to be mean and things like that to keep your protective shell. But what I want to say is that, you know, did that help you? So it's like now, because it's like, I can honestly say this with me, you know, I'm not a diabolical person. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to be diabolical, but when it comes to certain stuff that people do to me, I have the capacity to think about, like, it was a video. I'm gonna show y'all this video. I hope I still have it. Because this girl really thought, like, the plan all the way through, and I was just like, gosh. Like, people were like, God, like, that's diabolical. That's really specific. And I was like, it makes sense, though. I totally agree. Because she literally was like, she was just like, I want to, if you do me wrong, I'm going to take a student loan out in your name, and I'm going to get a degree, and then I'm going to end up working at the hospital where and it just was a long, drawn out thing after thing after thing, and she thought it out. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, you know, geez Louise. But, you know, that is the duality of all of us, you know? So my thing is this. When you are reformulating and because it's like when you're in your love and light energy and then somebody do something to you, aren't you like, because I know y'all have had these moments, because I'm really channeling the crap out of this feeling. When y'all have been in y'all love and light energy and then somebody do something to you, do you remain in that love and light energy, or do you default back to being like, oh, I'm so nice, why do people do this to me? Because if you had duality, you wouldn't allow anybody to walk over you like that. You would tell them about themselves. I had to tell somebody yesterday. I was like, listen, because they were like, oh, well, you know, you've always been the type of person to like give and do stuff. I said, but the thing is, the reason why you have a problem with me most of the time is because I am mean when it comes to certain stuff. I'm not going to let nobody walk over me. I'm not going to let nobody talk to me any type of way. I said, and I've been like that my whole entire life. But the thing is, this whole entire time, you know, I was too busy trying to be the hero in everybody's story. But I realized that a lot of the times I'm not. And I was telling somebody this yesterday too. I was like, you're not always going to be the hero in somebody's story. That it is impossible to remain true to yourself and try to be the hero in everybody else's story, because they all have their own narrative, right? So I want to say, like, the way I explained it to her was Killmonger, right? Basically Killmonger's dad was murdered by T'Challa's father, but he was in a poor neighborhood in LA trying to teach African American people, like, hey, we have resources. We didn't all come from like a poor place. Like, we have the potential to do A, B, and C. We need to stand up for ourselves. And T'Challa's dad was like, no, that's too, we don't need to be doing anything outside of our, but he was like, these people, they are us. We are them. You see what I'm saying? So Killmonger was like, bro, like, you just murked my dad because he had a different view than you did. You could easily look into that and be like, okay, well, I understand, and I can understand his mind. Harley Quinn, you can understand her. Cruella DeVille, if you look at her story, and I don't condone animal cruelty, okay? I'm talking about Cruella. If you watch her backstory when they made the actual real movie, not the cartoon, okay? Her story was understandable too. So I'm saying that not everybody is a villain. They may be a antagonist or anti-hero. So sometimes I'm like, hey, I may not be the hero in your story. I may be your anti-hero. And sometimes I may be your villain. But that is not my problem how you see me, because it's like, when I tried to be the hero in people's story, it didn't help me. That was too many contradicting energies, because you can't be a hero to somebody when they've already viewed you through the lenses of the pain that they felt in the past from somebody else. So I wanted to say that part. Yeah. Yeah, because it's fated. Those situations are fated to be that way. It's written in the stars. Who we are in people's contracts is who we are. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is what a TI is. So y'all need to stop trying to atone for shit that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Some people have already made y'all the villain, and it never had shit to do with y'all in the first place. It never did. Yeah, spirit is like surrender to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like y'all need to look at it with a new mindset. And I know I'm doing a lot of channeling. Yeah, spirit's like, it's the end of that. Thank you, spirit. Yeah, spirit's like, remember what I said, surrendering to your authentic self. Because you're never going to be, you see what I'm saying? You see all these like different faces and stuff like this? There's a face right here, a face right here. You're not always going to be the person that people want you to be. Y'all need to end that mindset. Because it's like some of y'all are like, oh, when I start my spiritual journey, you know, I'm going to give the world love and light and shit like that. And remember what I just said about who you are in somebody's contract. Spirit, y'all on point today. And this year is the year 7. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, our awakenings are going to be massive this year as far as who we're authentically becoming, because this year is going to force it out of us. Yep. Luck and right timing. Luck is on your side. You know, you can't stop it. You can't stop the rain. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, spirit is like, listen, we are earth angels, but we, you know, this is a perfect example of duality, because look, the angel is like holding the world, like sitting on top of the world and holding the world at the same time. Now, arguing with people, I don't know, I just feel like some shit speaking your mind is necessary at this day and age, okay? Because you don't, yeah. So spirit is saying, watch the music you listening to too. Or start listening to music. Get up. Find your creativity. You know what I'm saying? Start to move and maneuver again. Because spirit is like, listen, y'all will get the opportunity. And that's the thing. I just heard somebody, one of y'all wants y'all one with somebody. Y'all gonna get it. I don't know. And I just feel like this about the situation. You know, if you still watching me and you got any type of beef with me, and you feel like it's some stuff you need to get off your chest, know that that's your own personal issue. And I hate to tell you, but, you know, and I know this may be hurtful, but I don't really give a fuck. Okay? Let's be clear. I don't. I don't know. I guess that's it. You know, it's not really a, you know, and it's not really a extra statement after that. Because I didn't send for you, and if you blocked on everything else, and I don't talk to you, and you still took it upon yourself to still be here, and you still watch my videos, and every time you feel some type of way, that's a you problem, baby. So I wish you luck. I don't wish anybody harm or anything like that, but just know I just don't care. Okay? With that being said, I'm gonna get off this message. But just know, you guys, authentic selves. And I'm telling you, this is the trend for the Neptune retrograde and for the rest of the year. All right? So I love y'all. Until next time. Bye.